Alright, Scott again with e-bike, take two. I got my battery charged up a little bit so I got some more time. When I came out here to shoot video number 2, my bike was on the ground. As you can see, I'm using my trusty Dunlop putter to hold the thing up. It's working out well. I can't really find anything else, but evidently it didn't work too well. A few things I didn't get into with the bike is, as you can see, there's no battery on it right now. What I did was I was watching some videos on YouTube, and I actually came across Rainstorm, and he runs his battery pack out of his backpack, and right now that is what I've been doing. I just cut a computer cord, wired it into my controller down on here with some little crimp terminals, just plugged them in, wrapped the cord around the seat, because just in case I fall off the bike like I did yesterday with my backpack, this automatically rips out and unplugs. The first time I tried that, I didn't have this connected the same way, and I fell off the bike because I didn't have rear brakes and flipped over trying to climb a hill and ripped the wiring apart and shorted it and blew a 30 amp fuse. So, you know, I'll learn. As the time comes, it'll get better. Things will be smoother. A couple things that I ran into that has nothing to do with the bike being electric powered is my front cat eye wasn't getting a good reading, and it just stopped working. So I found out that I just had to put a 1/4 inch nut on the little magnet there. I just glued it on, and now it gets closer to the sensor and everything's all set there. Pretty easy fix. I ordered a 48 volt 10 amp hour LifePo just because it was cheaper. I mean, I'm not made of money here, but I'm thinking about mounting it in this frame. The battery pack in the backpack's a good idea and all, but at the same time, you're very back heavy, and you know, if it's beautiful weather out, I want it to be I want to be able to ride in a t-shirt, have some fun with it. So I'm thinking about custom mounting it in the frame there. I got those 4 water bottle screws. I'm thinking about making an aluminum bracket, closing it up. I got the measurements off the battery when I purchased it, and it should fit right in there. So hopefully we get lucky. One thing I did notice when I was mounting all of this was that when I bolted on the rear rim, I noticed that it's not centered. It's not even close. And it's not just something I think you can fix by putting washers in, because you'll just be bending your frame left and right. It's actually a little bit off. It's probably almost a 1/4 inch off. So I don't know if that's going to be a problem, but when I get new tires, I'm probably going to want to get something a little over 2 inches. This is only a 1.75, so that's something I'm also going to have to consider. Let's go into the controller mount, because it's very sturdy. It's not going anywhere. If I touch it, I'm actually going to make my bike fall over. But I used a 3/4 inch Minilark clip that you could pick up in any electrical hardware store. I bolted it around my seat post with a little tape, and I painted it. I also came down here and I put a little rubber tape around my frame with a little electrical tape around the rubber tape, and I did it on both sides of my hardtail. And as you can see, it made a really nice spot for me to zip tie the controller to, and it's sitting on that rubber and it's not moving at all. So I have the pressure from those zip ties right there pulling the bottom of the controller down into the frame on the left and the right, and then I have the top lodging it onto the seat post right here, and it's actually touching right on the back of my frame there just slightly, so it's got a lot of tightness. It's not going anywhere. So right now what I got going on is I went and bought a couple of 12 volt 5 amp hour sealed lead acid batteries, and I've been trying to run them, but they're only 5 amp hour, and it seems to be cutting off my controller. My thumb throttle will hold down for about 5 seconds. it'll run and then it'll cut out. So it's not too fun. I've been thinking about running it at 60 volts, but I'm still trying to see if I'm going to smoke the controller or not, because my fully charged 60 volt pack is putting out 65 volts. So I'm still a little iffy on that, because I did some research on this controller and I found them on eBay last night for $119.95. I don't want to have to spend that again. But I'm obviously open for, you know, any expertise on how to make this thing a little better. But it's coming out good, and it's definitely a fun project. This is Scott signing off. EBIKE Take 2.